options. Next, we're going to talk about program maintenance options. We briefly touched on this subject when we ran AMSWin for the first time. That was the screen where we added our name, our address, and our default state. Well, now I'm going to show you how to get to that screen manually. Click on the View menu and go to the very bottom and click Program Maintenance Options. You'll see the information that we added earlier. Now, the other tabs are important to us this time. I'll go through them in the order that they appear here. We'll first click on the Freight tab. You'll see two separate settings. One is freight in pennies per pound. This is called fixed rate, and it is used for status F customer orders, and when we get into customer orders, I'll explain what status F is. But essentially, whenever you do a fixed rate, when you do fixed rate freight on an order, it would actually calculate that freight based on the pennies per pound number you have in here. So if I charge 21 cents per pound that I ship, then in this box I would type 21. All right, now below that you see percent of retail. You also have the option on any order to charge freight by percent of retail. So let's say I always charge 3.5% of the retail for freight. So I would in that box type 3.5%. Now next, click on Warehouse Schedule. Now this is the freight that AMSWin charges when you order product from them. But you can also use it. Many people actually charge this on freight to their customers based on the AMSWin freight schedule as well. So you'll notice that it's just as it appears in the price list that you receive from AMSWin. It's got the fixed prices, which would be from 1 to 3 pounds a certain amount, then 4 to 6 pounds a certain amount, and then and then you can make this, if you want to adjust it for some reason. You feel free to do it here. If the rates change and you want to correct them manually, then you go to this tab and look. But when you install AMSWin, it does provide the AMSWin freight schedule by default, so you don't have to fill it out the first time. Next, the Sales Tax tab. Now there are several options in this area. You'll notice, for one thing, that because I said that I do business in the United States, it is showing me state, county, local tax. If I had chosen Canada, it would show GST and PST and so forth. But because I am a U.S. Dealer, therefore it's showing the U.S. tax breakdown. So all you do to set the tax that you want to charge program-wide, you would type it into these boxes. So let's say my state is 4.75%, the county's 2.25%, and my local tax is 2 3/4. You'll notice that automatically my total sales tax percent is calculated at 9.75, and then I have the options to tax my shipping and to tax special tax. Now, tax shipping is obvious. It just means, do you charge this tax rate on top of your shipping charge? I don't do that, so I'm not going to check it. If I did charge tax on shipping, I would click the box right there and put a check mark in it. Now, the next one is tax special tax. Now, a special tax is a tax that is levied per item or per product. A common special tax might be a tax on petroleum products certain states have. Sometimes they don't call them tax, they call them a use fee or something like that. But if you use one of those and you charge tax on that special fee or tax, then you would click the check mark right there. And down at the bottom, you'll see name the special tax. So in the example I gave earlier, I might call it petro fee. But because I don't use special tax in my state, there's no need for me to worry about it. In AMSWin, you can create a separate sales tax rate for every state. To do this, click the Tax Table button on the Sales Tax tab. A box will be displayed to allow you to add a new state and its corresponding sales tax rates. To add a new state, click the Add button. Type the abbreviation of the state tax you wish to record, the county tax, and the local tax. When you've finished entering your tax rates, click Save. To move from one state to the other in this form, simply click the Next or the Previous buttons. To delete a state, click the Delete button. In this form, when you click Delete once, it will permanently remove that record from the database. If you want to change the rates for a specific state, click the Edit button and make your change, and then click Save. To close the Tax Table by State box, simply click the red X in the top right-hand corner of the screen. From this point forward, any customer in a state that's been given a specific sales tax rate will be charged that rate instead of the master rate in the program. Now, the next tab is rounding. This is kind of a unique feature. Most of the time, my suggestion is just don't touch it. The idea, though, is if I'm calculating an order, do I round any prices at the unit price level, or do I wait and round on case prices? Typically, you want to round on case prices, but if you're finding that you're trying to manually calculate an order and it's not coming up to what AMSWin calculates, I would suggest that you go here, change the rounding option, and see if it doesn't do exactly what you would expect it to do.